Hello, my name is Christopher, and today we're going to be covering everything you need to know about walking with dinosaurs. And we're going to be covering all of Walking with Dinosaurs series, including Walking with Beasts, Monsters, and all of the Walking with Dinosaurs series in total. My name's Christopher. Remember to like whether it's a thumbs up button or a heart button, and today I'm going to be covering the Walking with Dinosaurs series, starting off with the first one that started all Walking with Dinosaurs. For those of you who are part of the alpha generation, beta generation, and who knows what they'll come up with other names of the next generations, Walking with Dinosaurs was a dinosaur series that started off with the BBC and Pictures Impossible. Pictures Impossible was, of course, managed by producer Jasper James and director Tim Haynes. There are a lot of different directors that have come and gone and made shows in Impossible Pictures. Impossible Pictures and the BBC are both British. You just gotta love the British. And the first Walking with Dinosaurs series is this, Walking with Dinosaurs from 1999. I have a copy right here. It has a lot of good stuff in it. It has all the features and all the people, including all the people that were behind it. Tim Haynes, John Lynch, executive producer Jasper James, visual effects by Mike McGee, computer generated effects by Mike Milne, M-I-L-N-E. And it has some pretty cool episodes. Now, all the episodes in Walking with Dinosaurs from 1999 are, if I can open this up, we have episode 1, New Blood, episode 2, Time of the Titans, episode 3, Cruel Sea, episode 4, Giants of the Skies, episode 5, Spirits of the Ice Forest, and episode 6, Death of a Dynasty. And of course, there's all these 6 episodes. I never noticed it till now. Impossible Pictures they only make 6 episodes of something. Oh, I'm noticing that right now. New Blood covers the Triassic period, all of the Triassic period, and then Time of the Titans covers the Jurassic period along with Coral Sea, which covers Jurassic sea life. Giants of the Skies covers the story of a pterosaur called an Ornithocheirus, and episode 5, Spirits of the Ice Forest, is of course with the polar Allosaurus, which is now, paleontologists say, was a Astro something. I'm supposed to be a dino nerd, and my brain can't remember all these dinosaur names. What's wrong with me? Okay, Death of a Dynasty. Death of a Dynasty covers the end of the Cretaceous period, and of course, all these last 2 episodes cover the Cretaceous period. I think Giant of the Skies may cover a little bit of the Cretaceous period, but it's been a little bit of a long time since I've seen it. Alright, most of the dinosaurs from the late 90s to the early 2000s, are of course shrink wrapped. And what does shrink wrap mean? Shrink wrap is when you don't put muscle or much flesh into the animal, so they pretty much put skin over bone and call it good, and it makes the animal look a little malnourished. Alright, moving on to the next ones. The next ones that I want to talk about are Walking with Monsters from 2005. Walking with Monsters from 2005 is definitely one of the greatest ones in the series. It covers the Paleozoic period all the way up to the Permian, and of course it does a great job of delivering it. The whole entire Paleozoic period, it first starts off with the Big Bang, and then moves into the Permian. Great. It was great. What can I say? Alright, the next one is Walking with Beasts. Walking with Beasts covers the Cenozoic period. That was from the end of the Cretaceous period to modern time. I just love seeing all the cool animals with the saber-toothed cats, woolly mammoths, and of course, who can forget the soundtrack, man. The soundtrack was so beautiful. And of course, the next dinosaur stuff that we have to cover is, of course, Allosaurus, the Allosaurus Walking with Dinosaurs Special. That, of course, included Big Al. This is one of the things that made my childhood very special, was this documentary right here, Allosaurus, a Walking with Dinosaurs Special. Truly an incredible story. You have to see it for yourself. I'm not going to be spoiling it too much. And of course, then we have Chased by Dinosaurs with the great Nigel Marven. Of course, Chased by Dinosaurs, of course, has 2 episodes with Nigel Marven traveling back in time to, I believe, early to mid-Cretaceous period of Mongolia and South America, and then the Sea Monsters Special. And this came out in 2003, which was really a very long time ago, considering that we're now in 2024. Makes me feel a little bit old, just a little bit. And then we have Prehistoric Planet, not to be confused with the 2022 Prehistoric Planet, but Walking with Dinosaurs actually made a Prehistoric Planet first, narrated by Ben Stiller, and came out in 2002. It's Walking with Dinosaurs with a narrator. Ben Stiller is a good narrator. And the last but not least, Walking with Cavemen. There are reasons why I have a lot of beefs with this documentary and why I don't own Walking with Cavemen. Walking with Cavemen covers human evolution, which of course is not my cup of tea. Of course, big shock. And one of the things that Walking with Cavemen kind of fumbled, I'm using a football, what they say in football, is pretty much when Pictures Impossible, and I think the BBC did, was they were trying to find and figure out a narrator. We were so teensy close. We were this close to having Nigel Marven in Walking with Cavemen, and Tim Haynes and Jasper James and the whole BBC were like, we're not going to include Nigel Marven because he's already been in Chased by Dinosaurs, Prehistoric Park, and a cameo in Primeval, so we'll just leave it at that. I'll tell you, Pictures Impossible really, they kind of messed up on that one. Instead, they decided to include, for the American version, Alec Baldwin, which I don't really have a problem with because, well, the guy is not a bad narrator and actor. He's a pretty good actor. And the next guy they include is, if I can get his name, Walking with Cavemen. Okay, so Walking with Cavemen came out in 2003. Walking with Cavemen, of course, included a whole host of problems, and these problems could have been prevented if they just imagine if they included Nigel Marven in the documentary. If that had happened, I definitely believe I would have been in. One of the things that I think about the most is that if they included Nigel Marven in it, I would have definitely been an atheist communist. Instead, they included Professor Robert Winston, which of course is a complete, of course, nobody to most of us because we don't know who Robert Winston is. Oh, it says that it's a 70% like this TV show. 72%. Wow. That's not a whole lot. I'd say this Walking with Cavemen was really fumbled with, and it could have been a better paleo documentary, but a lot of problems when involved. They were definitely fumbling the ball of who was going to be in Walking with Cavemen, and they kind of messed it up because they could have definitely made Walking with Cavemen better. All right, the last things before I finish and conclude in the conclusion is that Walking with Dinosaurs is coming back next year in 2025. I will be, of course, covering Walking with Dinosaurs in 2025, and it's going to bring back so many new dinosaurs like T-Rex and Triceratops, but also bring in new dinosaurs like Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is, of course, going to be a new one that hasn't been in the first one, so I'm kind of interested, waiting and seeing to see how they're going to pull this off. And of course, being Pictures Impossible, they are of course procrastinating a lot when it comes to uploading. I know I give Impossible Pictures a hard time, but I honestly believe that we have two confirmed dinosaur documentaries coming up very soon with Surviving Earth and Walking with Dinosaurs in 2025. We have no release date of when Surviving Earth is going to come out, and we have no clue as to when this new Walking with Dinosaurs will come out. Probably it may come out in December. And one last thing before we conclude, speaking of December, the last Walking with Dinosaurs that came out not too long ago that I have to cover, and you thought I'd forget about it, was Walking with Dinosaurs, the movie. Made in 2013, this had mixed feelings and mixed reviews about it. It was narrated by, I believe, John Leg. I can't pronounce that last name, I'm sorry. Pretty much it covers dinosaurs like Pachyrhinosaurus, Gorgosaurus, and covers many dinosaur fauna from the Arctic Circle. Yes, dinosaurs lived in the Arctic. It's pretty incredible stuff. I'd say that Walking with Dinosaurs for me did. This previous one that came out in 2023 wasn't that bad in my personal opinion. I'd say I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars. They could have. I know I give dinosaur documentaries a hard time, but I believe that Walking with Dinosaurs, the movie could have done better if they had left out the bird narrating it. And of course, there's a lot of goofy stuff that goes in the documentary. One of the things that I like about dinosaur documentaries is that they keep it serious throughout the whole entire documentary, and there are kind of a little bit of goofs in the movie with the tiny little tyrannosaurid arms. Overall, I'd say the Walking with Dinosaurs series is having a great comeback, and if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and follow me on all my social media platforms. Until next time, Christopher here, signing off.